Hello and welcome to the Autistic Guide to Social Distancing Theatre. The theatre is back, baby. I've completely missed the theatre because it obviously went away because of the dreaded coronavirus. Who said that could come back? Anyway, so me and Ruth had the joy of going to see Jesus Christ Superstar at Regent's Park Open Air Theatre. By saying that after a few shots. There's just a few outtakes of just me going to Regent's Park. Keep it real. So yes, me and Ruth went to see Jesus Christ Superstar at Regent's Park. It was the first time we'd actually been in London since lockdown started, and a lot has changed since before lockdown, and I'm going to go through things that have changed and things that I think are for the better in an autistic sense. And then I'm also going to go into a bit of a review of Jesus Christ Superstar because some of that was hilarious. So funny. Anyway, so me and Ruth set off in the afternoon for Jesus Christ Superstar. We got the train, we wore a mask. Masks really aren't that bad, really, when you think about it. I struggle with them at times, and I know at times I'm like, I'm going to take this off and I'm not going to wear it again. I'm going to get that sunflower lanyard, but then at the same time, the masking side of me is just like, nope, there's no mask, there's no being different, you just have to be the same. Which is annoying at times because like I always have to fight my masking thing, my masking personality. So I have to deal with a lot of just like sitting there in a mask, which is not too bad really. I recommend just distracting yourself really. That's what I was doing. I was excited about seeing Jesus Christ Superstar and stuff like that, and I was just getting really excited about being back in London for the first time in ages. And when I went to Regent's Park Air Theatre before, I found it was really good, like very good, like with equality, not inclusivity, not equality, inclusivity. Yes. So I was excited to go back there, and also we booked some food, so it was a bit straightforward. Got a bit of a cold as well, hence why I've just scratched my nose. Nothing untoward, honest. So that's it, we need to turn away. She touched her nose. Run away! No, nothing like that. Just got a bit of a cold. So carry on. Sorry, I'm so digressing. We get to London. We get the train to Hampstead Thameslink. I laugh because there's a completely different story about how I ended up in West Ham instead of West Hampstead once. But it's fine, I'll tell that story another day. If this video is actually liked and stuff. No, I just might have to go and carry on with my blog. But I decided that this time I needed to talk about it because there's so much to talk about, and like it'd be like a 200 million word blog if I'd have just continued with it like that. So anyway, we get to London, we get the tube to Baker Street, yes, Baker Street, where Madame Tussauds is and where Regent's Park is. It's a very lovely area in general. Like I was excited just to be back in that London feeling, because I don't know if anyone else gets this, but when they like obviously getting off the tube and you go outside into a London street, you're just like, oh, I'm back. How exciting. I'm walking fast to avoid getting trampled on. But like it does have a really good feeling when you're like walking through, like, I'm gonna stop saying like 'cause it's annoying. When you're walking through like the streets, you're just like, I'm back, baby. And then London's just like, what you doing here? I love London. I've missed London. Lockdown has been far too long. I've missed London so much. So we get to Regent's Park Open Air Theatre and we stand in the queue. The queue wasn't that long, to be fair. They've cut down how many people can go in, and that seems fair enough to me. Seems very fair enough to me. And also it makes it 10 times quieter, which I love, because like when we first went there it was really busy, but obviously because it's outside it's not noticeably busy. Yes, that's it. Put my teeth back in. Yeah, it's not noticeably busy. But this time you can completely tell how quiet it was. Like people, we got somewhere to sit, and it wasn't like you have to fight for a bit of grass kind of thing. So we get in. No, I'm in the queue, Rosie. Calm down. So we're in the queue. First thing they do is they ask you to put your mask on, which is fair enough. They're standing close to you. So you put your mask on. They then take your temperature to make sure it's not over 37. If it's over 37, they tell you to go away, never come back. Joking. Actually, Regent's Park have got a thing on at the moment where if they have to turn you away because of your temperature, you can come back another day, and you still got your ticket, but you just got to come back another day. So we have our temperature taken. We're both fine. We're both normal. We then have our tickets scanned. We then go up this ramp and have our bags checked. And in our bags there was just some jackets and coats and some shopping bags to sit on, because we were sitting in the yard. Talk more about that in a minute. And then we went straight to the food place because we were hungry. And got some food. Right, I'm going to talk about a downside here. This review is always going to be glowing, but there was a slight downside here. So me and Ruth are gluten free because we're both gluten intolerant, and we're dairy free. I'm more dairy sensitive, but Ruth's like dairy intolerant. So it's easier to say no cheese on both and 2 gluten free. So basically they make us our chicken burgers, which they made gluten-free chicken burgers, but when I went to go get the chicken burgers, it had cheese on, and I was like, sorry, I said no cheese, and they were like, oh, sorry, and then took the burgers back, and then a few minutes later they gave us our burgers back, and it was obviously they'd just taken the cheese off, so basically meaning that there was dairy on Ruth's burger, but she ended up eating it anyway. Also, we got a bottle of Prosecco, because we're growing adults, we can have Prosecco. But the Prosecco they gave us had like a cap on it, which you have to open with a bottle opener. We didn't have a bottle opener, so we had to like awkwardly go back to the bar and be like, can we have a bottle opener? I was like, oops. So anyway, we are in the yard, which is basically a patch of grass. I'll put some pictures in at the end of this vlog and put words on it so that you know what they are. Like it's a piece of grass, and this grass is very nice looking, and at the front of this grass is a screen where basically they're live streaming the show, and it's literally just outside of the main theatre bit. So you've got a wall here, and then you've got the yard, and you've got the bar, and you've got the theatre. This is a terrible description. I'll put a picture of it at the end of the vlog, but basically that's it. We sit down and we get on with our show. I love Jesus Christ Superstar. Absolutely love every minute of it. I do have an issue with Herod's song, but I'll get into that later, because I always feel like it's in the wrong musical, because like there's so much happening in that moment. Like Jesus is being on trial for murder. No, not murder. He's not on trial for murder. You've been watching too much true crime, Rosie. No, he's on trial for being a blasphemer, or something like that. He's on trial for something, for being a bad boy. So he's on trial. He's just been on trial. He gets sent to Herod, and it's all very dark and very depressing. And then Herod's just like, "Hi guys," and I'm like, "No, piss off. You're not meant to be happy. Piss off, Herod. You're not even meant to be alive right now. Go away. You died when Jesus was born." And I'm gonna have some like Bible fundamentalists coming on, just like, actually. Oh, anyway, social distancing theatre is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I've not laughed so much in ages. It was so much fun. So, if you're watching this, you know how Jesus Christ Superstar goes. I hope. I pray. If not, spoiler alert, if you've not watched Jesus Christ Superstar or know how the Easter story ends, then this is just not for you. So, if you don't know how the Easter story ends, go back to school, get off this video, you're too young to be here. So, the first hilarious bit was, it's on a stage. I'm gonna set the scene. It's on a stage, and so like it's sloping down, and basically all the characters have got to be like 2 meter distance. So like, can you imagine Mary Magdalene doing the whole "let me try to cool down your face a bit, let me try to cool down your face a bit," and basically like she's meant to be like patting him down and stuff on the head. She did it from 2 meters away. That was so funny. And then later on, there's an argument which is usually more like physical, but it was just like 2 meters away, just like grrr. Judas, must you betray me with a kiss? It's usually a kiss on the cheek. Because of social distancing, it's Judas, must you betray me with a kiss? He literally blew him a kiss. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. It was so funny. And then something else that was hilarious. During trial by Pilate, they decide that he's going to have 39 lashes. First time I watched this in 2017, I also found this funny, but I did not realise that this could become funnier. He basically, in 2017 they took glitter at him and red paint to make it look like he's bleeding and to make it like symbolic of the pain. But then they just took glitter at him from 2 meter distance. That shouldn't hurt, and yet he's just like, ah. It's just like, can you not be in pain for 5 minutes, Jesus? They're chucking glitter at you. Son of God, my arse. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention. During Herod's song, which is not my favourite. He basically, to maintain social distancing, Jesus has to walk off a little bit, but he walks up the stairs away from Herod, and I'm just like, he's getting away. You've been wanting him for ages, now you're just letting him go. It's like, bye Jesus, go live your life in Gethsemane. No, don't go to Gethsemane, because that's the first place they'll look. Go make a chair somewhere in Nazareth. Yes, it was so funny. There are bits I loved about it though, like the dancing was amazing, the choreography in a whole was amazing. I love the fact that they had elements from 2012 with the whole stairs, and my favourite bit, I'm so glad I was in the yard in a chill area, because during Gethsemane, the very, very dark, I accept the fact I'm going to die, spoiler, he says, my will is done, destroy your only son. And that is very similar to the lyrics in 2012, and no other version has done that. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I was so excited. I started stimming and I nearly screamed. I was like, I was like, ah! I nearly died. I was like, not died, that's a bit dramatic. I started stimming and I was really happy, and nobody seemed to notice the fact I was stimming, so I was too busy watching the screen. I think maybe one person turned around, but just saw just like, meh, whatever. Let live and all that. But oh my gosh, that lyric is just like in there, like not all versions say that he's the son of God. So the fact that this version also said he was the son of God was very nuanced in a way, because like the other versions don't do that. They try and make him more of like a celebrity or a political figure rather than the son of God. Also, what I also loved about it was the ending, because he puts himself on the cross, by the way. He puts his own crown of thorns on, because obviously no one can put him on for him because social distancing. So he puts his own crown of thorns on, and then he puts himself on the cross to crucify himself. He's like, I'm done with this. No, that's Jesus in 2002. No, that's Jesus in 2000. He always looks like he's ready to just leave. He's had enough. If you don't know, I don't have a good relationship with Jesus Christ Superstar, the 2000 movie. I've got a blog about it. If you're interested, if you're not interested, that's also fine. I'm not going to hold this against you. So, where was I? Yes, he's crucifying himself, because why not? Social distancing. And he dies. Spoiler, Jesus dies at the end of Jesus Christ Superstar. But then the light changes, and it's sort of like a white light, and then Jesus comes back and he's sat on the stage, and Judas is sat opposite. Well, he's not he's like at the other end of the stage, and he's sat down on the stairs as well. And I sort of looked at that moment and I went, wow, they've actually brought him back. Like the other versions, just like he's crucified, that's it, bye. But like this one, they actually brought him back. And he actually like he resurrected. And I liked that. It was very, again, it was different how the other versions have done it. And I enjoyed it. It was very moving as well. John, that piece of music at the end of Jesus Christ Superstar gets me every time. Like literally, I've heard it all. I've heard it a lot, and it's just like my heart. There are bits that I found a bit nitpicky about this version of Jesus Christ Superstar. So I've talked about social distancing. I've talked about things I love, and I'm going to talk about the tiny bits that I was a bit nitpicky by. So this is done on a stage. Stairs on a stage, right? And basically, how 2012 did it was the Jewish council would be on the top of the stairs, and the like disciples and Jesus would be on the bottom of the stairs. However, in our version, they were on the Jewish council on the bottom of the stairs, and the disciples and Jesus were on the top of the stairs. However, the point of the stairs being the hierarchy of it, so that confused me a little bit. It was enjoyable. It was a really enjoyable experience. I think going forward they should keep the yard at Regent's Park Theatre, and also with future like theatre stuff, they should have like a separate room. They could put it in one of their bar areas, and they can have like people watching it from there. Like, I don't know how feasible that would be with social distancing, but I think it'd work. We shouldn't have to lose the theatre just because the coronavirus came and killed us all. No. It was a lot of fun. I've just said that. It was fun and enjoyable. And what I love about Regent's Park Theatre is it is so inclusive. Like, the stewards are amazing. The staff at the restaurant, apart from the small burger issue, are amazing. Like they were really apologetic and stuff, and I really appreciated the apologeticness of it, because obviously you can get people just being like, well, screw you, it's your own fault you do you're dairy free, and it's nice. And also I missed being in London, because I used to love going to London every so often, and not having that choice to go to London was a bit like, ugh. Here are my top tips on how to survive London / the new theatre. First of all, prepare yourself. Google ahead and find out what the rules are. If the rules have changed, if the rules are different, obviously because rules are different now. Look ahead. If it's not you looking ahead, if it's not you as an autistic person looking ahead, get family members and people like that. You have to look ahead to see what's going on, see if they've like banned cameras, or if they had one rule like the last time you went and now we've got a different rule. You just have to check this stuff out. Preparation is the key. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. It's a kind of thing. So just prepare, do social stories, do picture stories if your family member friend, person you're supporting doesn't understand social stories, because I know sometimes people don't. And just enjoy it. Like we've all been in lockdown. It's all been a bit crazy. Enjoy it. And just don't suppress stims as well. I didn't stim on a train or the tube, but I rarely stim anyway in public. But at the theatre I did stim quite a bit, and like people seem to be okay with it. Well, they can't stop me. Anyway, I don't have a shouty stim. Mine's more of a handy stim and a clappy stim. But I've learned a new thing where, because I used to have a clappy stim, but I now do it with my fists, so I look a bit like Baby Shark. So I do. I'm holding my selfie stick, so pretend that there's another hand there. So basically, what I do is I bash my knuckles together. Then it's a very good stim. Stim. Never suppress a stim. Whether it's maybe suppress a shouty stim if you're in the actual theatre. But other stims like visual stims or physical stims, just don't suppress it. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it here. Wear a mask. If you liked this video, then like and subscribe. If you don't like this video, give me a dislike. I don't really care. Comment below if you have anything to say about Jesus Christ Superstar, Regis Park Theatre, London, The Autistic Guide to Jesus Christ Superstar, or The Autistic Guide to Social Distancing Theatre. I forgot the name of my own vlog. Good job there. Anyway, thank you for being here with me. I look forward to seeing you in the next few days for my moving vlog. Okay, bye!